What's doing? Welcome back. We've got another stock car. This one's a little bit different though. This one is a brand new N80 that looks absolutely awesome. Big lift kit, big wheels, nice tray in the back, nice little bar. But difference is that jigger down there. It has a 48 volt generator on the side of it. So let's have a look and see what she does stock. Before we get to the numbers, let's have a look. It is stock. I've just fitted an airbox to it. It already had a snorkel and it has a 3-inch DPF back exhaust. DPF is still here down there and intact. The only thing we've done is fitted an airbox and a snorkel. Sorry, the snorkel was already on there for the pre-run, but I've just done this airbox in between runs. Outside that, it's completely stock. No other bolt-ons. We've got to fit a catch can to it, but we've got to get a different bracket to make that work. But outside that, stock injectors, stock in the cooler, everything else is stock. So let's go and talk about numbers. Now before I turn the screen around, maybe put in the comments what you think it's going to be. These get confused with hybrid. They're not hybrid, they're electric assist. How that works is a little generator on acceleration on takeoff, or when you're on low acceleration on the highway and just accelerating, the generator will kick in and give you that bit more of a throttle assist and give you more power, but it's not a hybrid. It doesn't run just on that generator, it just gives you a burst of power just on acceleration and takeoff. So it's not running on the dyno because I'm on full noise. It actually comes on the screen and says turn off. So let's have a look at the numbers. But what do you reckon? 100, 150, 120? Let's have a look. Boom, there she is there. So pretty much as a Gen 3 is 115, 116 kilowatts and about 400 newton meters standard. Now, like I said, these do have big wheels on it. So they're a 295, so they're a big wheel Toyo. So it's probably down on power a little bit. So that'll probably bring it up to just over 120 where a normal Gen 3 would be. So yeah, probably lost about 10 kilowatts in weight as well. This thing's a heavy girl. So with weight and tyres, it's probably down a little bit on power from a stock one. But that's what a stock 48 volt does every day of the week. So like I said before, we're putting an airbox in it. So it's all up to date and no dust coming in. And so I can do an awesome box. But we'll get it chopped up. I've already chopped it up. Haven't got a fan in front of it. I'll get it strapped down and we'll get it warmed back up again. We'll get the file loaded in. We're actually doing a trans tune on this one as well. If you're watching this now as well, just recently I found out there's a place in South Australia that someone's taken their car to ask for a trans tune, and they said anything over 2022 they can't do. That's not true. Maybe they can't do, but I can do. This is brand new. I've done other brand new ones as well, 24, 25 models. We can do it. It's not a drama. You just have to have the right software to do it. So if you have the software like I do and know what you're doing with the auto trans tunes, you can get them tuned. So if you're anywhere in Australia, I do have contacts around Australia. I know one in Melbourne I can deal with, one in Sydney I can deal with, Newcastle with TuneWorks. We've got someone in Perth as well, and got some other guys up north in Townsville. So I do have contacts around where I can help share my files and get them loaded in. So if you are looking at that, by all means give us a call, see where you are. The other option is you can send me your ECU and I can load that trans tune in. We can do engine tuning as well, no dramas at all. Generally something like this where it's basic, nice and easy. If you're looking for multi-mapping or something big horsepower where with aftermarket turbo injectors, I need to go on a dyno or a dyno, so we can make sure we log and get everything right. But no matter where you are in Australia, we can get you a file, get you loaded in, or like I said, if you find another dyno tuner that I can work with, I can send my tunes to, and then they can load in and do a dyno run for you there. But anyway, let's get stuck in. I'll get this strapped down, I'll get it warmed up, and we'll get it on the dyno again with a tune in it and see what it comes to. But I'm going to be honest, it's probably coming up to where my other tunes come to, because that's where the Gen 3 Hilux sits, and this one's pretty much stock. So let's get into it. And that was the run. So you've seen the big girl launch up on the rollers there, yeah, she's going to move some big tyres and some big weight, but got some good results. Let's have a look. Here we go. Here's our end results. So 116 and 395 and 148 and 504. So just over 100 newton meters, and what's that? 30 kilowatts. All stock, still running DPF, and it's all intact. So it's all there legalities wise. It's all good to go. So now figures wise, you guys want to see boosts, AFRs, and I'll show you an intake air temp here as well, just to show you I'm not fudging anything there. The intake air temp is actually recorded by the OBD, so that's what's going into the intake, not out here. So out here is the inlet temp. So inlet temp's this one, this is the intake air temp. So the intake air temp was slightly hotter between the two runs, so in that last run we actually had a bit more intake air temp, a bit more heat soak. But boost wise, you can see we don't push much into them, just take it out a little bit more at the top, and a bit more fuel in it to make it do what it's got to do. But yeah, we don't push a heap of boost through these things. They go pretty well. Now, if you were on a farm, obviously, and wanted to do a DPF delete or off-road use only, DPF delete, we can push these in a little bit harder. So the DPF is a bit of a restriction, so we can push them a bit more. Mine has cost 30s, and I'm making 160 kilowatts and about 700 newton meters with some big gains in the department of fuel there. And possible to make some good numbers on these things. You just do some mods. Front mount is probably another one I'd recommend. The factory front mount's pretty good. It is tucked in behind there, but there's a couple of different brands that do some good upgrades. You can do hard pipe upgrades. These are just silicon. They've got the new clamps on the new Gen 3s though, so they don't just have hose clamps. These will stay on. But yeah, same as any other brand really. Just change them to a hard pipe so you don't have any swelling or oil contamination causing grief. But outside of that, these are generally pretty good. I haven't had any dramas with anything on them. I have done a heap of, this is a 5th injector, but there is a fuel pump down the other side down here where they do get old, and there is a filter in the back of the pump that's just that 5th injector. So if you're wanting to do that, I've got a video on those, how we've done them. Ryco do a filter, and you don't have to pay a genuine price. This is the back of the pump. They're not too bad to do. So that's an option as well. Other than that, I've done them with high Ks, I've done with DPF deletes and DPFs in. I have heard stories of people saying that the DPF burns take longer once they get dirtier. I haven't got any evidence to show that, so I can't say yes or no. I have replaced a couple and they do look a little bit dirty. So they're safe for a couple of bucks, throw a filter in it and know it's good to go. We're going to get this guy back. We've got to fit a CAT scan up in there. We're going to relocate that. Probably go here somewhere. Fat bars are going to hook me up with a bracket and we can move that. I've also spoken to Psycho. They're looking at doing something as well, so we can move that. But at the moment, the CAT scan's not in, but that's not a drama. It's not going to stop it. But yeah, he's all done. So if you have a 48 volt Hilux, we can tune it. We're going to get some good gains that we got here. We can do a trans tune only as well. If you just want to do trans tune, we can do that, no dramas at all. Where you'll get 4th lock up 60, 5th lock up at 80, and 6th lock up at 100. Fuel consumption is the biggest thing on them. Get that lock it in, hold the gear, and just watch that fuel consumption drop. And then being able to get 6th gear and the car not drop out of gears and flare between 4th and 5th and 5th and 6th and all over the place, it holds the gears really, really nicely. Again, I've seen all the other videos if you want to check that out. There's heaps on that in the dyno tuning section on my playlist, all on trans tuning on these high aces Land Cruisers. We've got them all dialed in pretty good. All right, so that's it for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I've got another 48 volt one coming in. We're going to do a little bit more mods on exhaust wise. I'll try and do a 0-60 on that one. I'll try and do a 0-60 on that one, just so I have a bit more time at the moment where it's pumped. Hoists are full. And it's just Jess and I. So I'm trying to get as much done as I can, trying to be here to help her and try and help the office. And it's just, I don't have time to go on the road and do 0-60 stuff. So the next one that comes in, I'll do a 0-60 on. Depending on time frame and when this gets loaded up, I may sneak it in and put it in so you can see. And I'll just make sure I'll notify you that the video is of another car, not this one. But outside that, that's it for this one. So hopefully you hit that like, hit subscribe, leave me some comments below and let me know what you want to see, or if there's any questions you want to know about these things, by all means leave them in the comments below. Until then, I'll talk to you next time.